This is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Major League Baseball spotlight on Los Angeles for a final time this October as the Dodgers and Blue Jays meet in a critical Game 5 of the World Series. Toronto grabbed home field advantage with the series tying 6-2 victory over LA in Game 4 last night. Rookie Trey Savage on the hill for the Jays against LA's Blake Snell in Game 5. ESPN MLB analyst Eduardo Perez.
Blake Snell has to have his changeup going. That's the pitch that he has dominated with during the postseason. We didn't see that in Game 1. We got a lot of foul balls from the Toronto Blue Jays. 22 foul balls total against Blake Snell. If they continue to foul those pitches off, that's going to be a little bit tough for the LA Dodgers. But just Savage pitching on the road, haven't seen that yet. And we're going to find out in the postseason if he can do it in LA.
Game 5, 7 Eastern, ESPN Radio. Chiefs leading rusher Isaiah Pacheco expected to miss Sunday's AFC showdown against the Bills with a sprained knee ligament. If he is indeed out, Kareem Hunt in line for more carries. Commanders receiver Terry McLaurin won't play Sunday against Seattle with a quad injury. Falcons quarterback Michael Penix Jr. trending to return from a bone bruise in his knee against the Patriots.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Thursday, the Bills are 4-1 against the Chiefs in regular season games. So is it a must-win for Kansas City? It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Used to. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. We got a ton to do today. Frank Wilson meets with reporters as the Tigers are getting ready for Alabama. We'll head to L.A. to preview the Rams. We got Russ Mitchell. A ton to do. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day. I forgot. What am I doing here? Oh, my God. Woo. All right.
It's hump day.
It has been speculated upon.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
And actually stated very clearly by me that Scott Woodward would not be selecting LSU's next football coach.
It's hump day.
Well, the governor of the state of Louisiana today,
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
said on the record, in no uncertain terms,
It's hump day.
that Scott Woodward will not be picking the next LSU football coach.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Change is afoot at LSU. Oh, we get to meet Frank Wilson today.
It's hump day.
Love Coach Frank.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
My guy referenced Pearl Harbor. Made siren noises.
It's hump day.
You want to tell me? You want to know why dudes line up to run through a wall for this guy?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Oh, you about to hear it? Oh, the Saints are going to trade Cesar Ruiz.
It's hump day.
I bet suitors are lined around the block, aren't they, Muse?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Had to beat them all for the sticks,
Look
man.
at all of them. Right there from Airline Drive all the way here to Baton Rouge.
It's hump day.
Mm-hmm. Every team.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Every agent. Every GM.
It's hump day.
Please, Caesar, pick us, please.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Isn't that what good agents do? You make people believe in your candidate?
That is what good agents do, yes.
Could I be his agent?
You could be.
It's hump day.
Sheesh.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Sarah Barshop next hour.
Hump day.
She covers the Rams.
It's hump day.
Russ Mitchell in hour 3.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
He does not cover the Rams.
Hump day.
All right. Let's get cranking. We got a lot to do today, and we are glad to have you aboard with us. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
You know, if you love LSU football, and by the nature of the fact that you're listening to or watching this show, I'm going to assume in some capacity that you do, or you care deeply about LSU football. You know who Frank Wilson is, right? Like, Frank Wilson has, in 2 different stints now, been on LSU staff for nearly a decade. He's been the associate head coach, the recruiting coordinator. He has been solely responsible for some of the biggest names in the history of LSU football, ending up in Baton Rouge. Leonard Fournette, Tyrann Mathieu, you know the list. My goodness. It's Coach Frank. He's affectionately known as Coach Frank. And you know Frank Wilson's bio. Went to St. Aug, coached at Edna Carr, then coached at O'Perry Walker, joined Ed Orgeron's staff at Ole Miss in 2005, was there for 3 years and went to Southern Miss, worked for Lane Kiffin at Tennessee for a year, then Les Miles brought him home. And Coach Frank did such a bang-up job that he got his first head coaching job at UTSA. Then he ended up at McNeese. And then when Brian Kelly got hired, he brought Coach Frank back to Baton Rouge. You know his resume. You know he's a great recruiter. You know what he looks like. You've seen video and seen photos of Coach Frank. But my guess is even the most diehard, ardent LSU fans probably never met Coach Frank or heard Coach Frank talk because he's been an assistant coach by and large here. So if you – and assistant coaches don't meet reporters. We only get to talk to the coordinators twice a year, spring and fall, once each. So a lot of people may never have even heard Coach Frank speak. Well, you heard him on Tuesday night. LSU took to the practice field, and then Coach Frank went out there and did what Coach Frank does. Coach Frank was asked why, number 4, please, Muse. He was asked what being the interim coach at LSU means to him.
It's a tremendous, humbling moment for myself. You know, I started off as a junior high coach at Etna Corps that became a high school assistant that became a 26-year-old head coach. And so extremely humbling. And guys like J.T. Curtis, who were my mentors in my early coaching career, guys like Bryce Brown and some of those guys who I had an opportunity to coach and develop. I'm a part of the fiber of this state that is extremely humbled, extremely honored to be given this opportunity. It's something that you would dream of, something that you don't know if it would ever come true, but something you prepare yourself for. And you take steps to position yourself to be able to do those things. And I recognize this moment, this opportunity is so much bigger than me. I just happen to be the caretaker at this moment for this wonderful institution that we so love. It's our flagship state university. We have tremendous pride in it. I will do my very best and die trying to represent us as a university, as a state, as a community, to the best of my ability, with dignity, with honor, with pride, the way LSU has always been and will always be.
Dignity, honor, pride, part of the fiber of the state of Louisiana, an opportunity you dream of. He will die trying. It's a humbling experience. Are you kidding me? This is oozing out of his pores. Everything people complained that Brian Kelly wasn't, Frank Wilson in his opening salvo is telling you this is what I am. But Coach Frank was just getting started. My God, the man referenced Pearl Harbor.
I think they'll respond well. I'll share something we did today. I was watching quite some time ago. We got bombed at Pearl Harbor, and the sirens went off. And that sound effect, and it was an alert. It was a all call. It was a rally call for us to come together. We emulated that today for our football team. And as those sirens went off for the rally call, our team merged together at the 50-yard line. We held up all 4 of our fingers in both hands. We chanted fourth quarter. We chanted finish, because we're all in to finish what we've started.
The man made siren noises. The man gave you the imagery. He brought the entire team together like an all call, holding up 4 fingers. Fourth quarter. Finish. He told you what it meant to him. He gave you amazing imagery. Oh my goodness. But he had to land the dismount. And like any great recruiter, any great communicator does, you always stick the landing.
Put it this way. I was a head coach at another university in this state. I left that university as the head coach to come back here. And I chose to because it's a very, very unique place. There's no place like LSU. I've worked at universities in this conference, around this country, and there's something about the people here. And so when you speak of LSU, you can talk about the beautiful stadium, right? The concrete, this beautiful facility that we're in. But LSU's not bricks and mortar. It's the people. It's the people that make LSU what it is. And we live and we thrive in a people society that as we evoke into relationships, it cuts deep. And so it's totally different than another school where you just go to work, that you become a part of it. It becomes a part of you. And it's the people in this building, it's the people in this community, it's the people in this state that gravitates, that pulls you in. And it's why we say forever LSU, because it's not just a job. For me, for many.
The man referenced the alma mater. The man referenced the Tiger Stadium poem, the pantheon of concrete and steel. He said what every single human being born in this state that genuflects at the purple and gold altar would say. He made you forget the fact that you just got the crap kicked out of you by Texas A&M, didn't he? When you're listening to that. He made you believe that going to Tuscaloosa a week from Saturday isn't an impossible mountain to climb. They haven't had a single opt-out. Haven't had a single decommitment. Why? Because they all line up to play for Coach Frank, man. Now, I'm not telling you they're going 4-0. I'm not telling you they're going to beat Alabama and Tuscaloosa. I'm just telling you they got the guy at a time when things are fractured and not feeling so great to make you feel like you could be invincible. Go get him, Coach Frank. All right. Woo! I mean, they're not very good on the offensive line, and the defense gave up. What did they give up? 45, 49? What, 45 to 49? What, 45, 49?
It was 49.
I stopped.
49.
I stopped keeping track. End of the third quarter. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I think I can put the pen down now. And they got a lot of work to do. But Coach Frank. Now y'all get why he's a great recruiter. You get it now? One press conference and you're going, oh. See what they can do, man. It's a new day. All right, y'all, it's after further review. Show Up and Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. The official beer of the LSU Tigers. Tigers will be on the road in Tuscaloosa a week from Saturday. No game this weekend, so maybe a little game watch, a little college football on the tube. Make sure you got plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light. Or maybe you're watching the Saints out in L.A. Grab those officially licensed Bud Light New Orleans Saints cans as well, the black can with the gold fleur-de-lis on it. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the LSU Tigers, the official beer of your New Orleans Saints. All right, y'all, it is after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. We'll knock out a quick break. When we come back, Oh, the New Orleans Saints. Apparently there's teams lining up to trade for Cesar Ruiz. We'll talk about it next. Stay far.
After further review.
Man, y'all know why I love telling you about Darren James every day. I'm not gonna. I swear I'm not talking about real estate. Not even talking about real estate. So yesterday I get home, long day. I get home. There's a little box that came in the mail. About the size of a greeting card, but a little thicker. I open it up. It's a small gift with a few little candy treats in there and a personalized card. And it's a photo of me and my grandfather, 93 years old. I took that photo a couple of weeks back, went over, Gramps turned 93, and went over to my parents' house, visit with him, took Drew over there. And Gramps asked me to make him a Sazerac cocktail. Made the man a Sazerac. We took a photo together. I posted it online. It was that photo with an inscription about how important it is to share those memories from Darren James. Darren James is an all-time human being. Oh, he'll sell your house because he knows how to go the extra mile to make sure you're thrilled. You need a realtor? You need Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Excuse me. God, what a day. All right. I want to talk about this report from Jeremy Fowler over at ESPN, but quickly, this is newsworthy and noteworthy. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry was doing a press conference today, and at the end of the roughly 30-minute press conference, the governor was asked about the LSU football coaching search. Let's see if we could play this from here, if I could, so I can play the video for those watching. Just make sure that this thing in its entirety runs 2 minutes. And I want to give some thoughts on this, what you're going to hear. And in fairness to the governor, I want to play this is 2 minutes, okay? I want to play his full remarks. I don't want to chop it up. I want you to hear what he has to say. And again, I want to be very clear. I'm not a political person. Listen, I've met Jeff Landry. Very nice. Like I had a great interaction with him on a human level. Just super nice guy. Really enjoyed meeting him, talking to him, all that stuff. I'm not a political person. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. I know a lot of you don't believe me, but how many times do we ever talk about anything political? We only talk about things political when politics ends up interweaving themselves within the context of our conversations here. So I don't care if you voted for him or didn't. I think he's a really nice guy. My personal interactions with him. This is just a conversation about LSU athletics, so it's bled into this. So the governor was given a press conference today, and near the end of it, he was asked about the LSU coaching search. And what you're going to hear is what I've talked about in no uncertain terms, that Scott Woodward is not going to be the person that hires the new head coach. Give a listen. Are we not good? Okay, all right, Houston, let's do this. If I can't get the audio there, I don't know why that audio isn't working there on the video. But let's play your audio then, if you would, please. Hit it when you got it.
The first question is absolutely correct. We are not going down a failed path. And I wanted to tell you something. This is a pattern. The guy that's here now that wrote that contract cost Texas A&M $70-something million. Right now, we got a $53 million liability. We are not doing that again. And you know what? I believe that we're going to find a great coach. I mean, maybe we'll let President Trump pick it. He loves winners. You know, I'm not going to be picking the next coach. But I can promise you, we're going to pick a coach, and we're going to make sure that that coach is successful. And we're going to make sure that he's compensated properly. And we're going to put metrics on it. Because I'm tired of rewarding failure in this country and then leaving the taxpayers on the foot, to foot the bill. So, yeah, I absolutely. Who's that? No. I can tell you right now, Scott Woodward is not selecting the next coach. Hell, I'll let Donald Trump select it before I let him do it. I don't know, but the Board of Supervisors is going to come up with a committee, and they're going to go find us a coach. Because, wait, I want to, hold on. One real quick thing on that. Because here's what y'all reporters need to do. Y'all need to start looking at who represents all these people. Like these agents. You know what's interesting? If I'm not mistaken, Woodward's agent, Kelly's agent, the Texas A&M, they're all the same agent. Like you realize if I would be, I don't know how many sports writers we got here today? Like just you. We should have a bunch. Okay? Like this is ridiculous. Lawyers would be disbarred for the way these agents act and the way they're able to represent. In fact, there's no doubt, they may even represent some of the players now. Like it's really time for the NCAA to put on some guardrails.
Okay. So there's a lot of what he said there that is true. And a lot he said there that I agree with. There's some things that I do want to clarify because there's some some I disagree with and some that's not true. He said first that this Scott Woodward is the same guy that gave the bad contract to Jimbo, cost him $76 million. Again, I know that is a very commonly held belief. That is not true. Scott Woodward signed Jimbo Fisher to the initial contract to Texas A&M, 10 years, $75 million. He took the LSU job in 2019. It was Ross Bjork who extended Jimbo after the COVID year when A&M won 9 games in the fake COVID season. And that extension was the massive buyout that A&M ended up paying, not the original contract. I know that's a commonly held belief. It's an incorrect belief. That's number one. I think it is important. One of the things he noted, he said, the governor said that I'm not picking the coach, meaning the governor, will not be picking the coach. That's an important note here because clearly he is exercising his will in getting a new university president installed, which, by the way, is his prerogative. I mean, the governor appoints the board. The board hires the president. Naturally, the board is going to do what the governor wants. Like, I have no problem with that. That would have been the same for John Bell Edwards or Bobby Jindal or Kathleen Blanco or any of their predecessors. So I have no problem with the governor having influence on who the president of the flagship university of the state is going to be. I love his point about the next coach's contract. You're going to hire a coach, you're going to make him successful, and you're going to compensate him properly. And what he was alluding to there is structure of contracts, which is something we've talked about here. I agree. Coaches' contracts, at some point, you're going to have to go down a path where you change how you structure these deals. Because otherwise, if you want to keep swinging for the fences and guaranteeing $100 million contracts to coaches, you run the risk of what's happened here with LSU if you move on from Brian Kelly, or what Penn State has with James Franklin. Like, yes, I would love to see a world where college football changes the structure, and you're seeing this some already. Like Jeff Brom at Louisville has a deal similar to that, an incentive-laden deal where you're going to get a strong base, but what if you had escalators in your contract based on wins? Like we talked about it the other day. This is very common in NFL contracts. There are likely to be earned, LTBE, incentives, and then not likely to be earned incentives in contracts, which can trigger escalators. Like a likely to be earned incentive would be if Cam Jordan's on the Saints 53-man roster opening day, boom, incentive. Here's an extra $500K, whatever it is, right? A roster bonus. Why should that be any different in these situations? But it's going to take the first step. Now, another thing he said that's incorrect is the taxpayers footing the bill. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say this every opportunity I get. For anyone to suggest that taxpayer money, like Louisiana state funds, are paying Brian Kelly $54 million not to coach, that is flatly incorrect. Brian Kelly's buyout is going to be paid by wealthy donors, private contributions. That is what's funding this. There's not a dollar of state funds that's going to be taken from teacher pay or police pay or infrastructure, roads, any of it, education, to be given to Brian Kelly. That is not how this works. I get hit with that all the time. You've got to understand. This is privately funded donations. If you have a problem with that, then you have a problem with how ultra-rich people spend their money. And you can have that problem, but I'm not going to tell people what to do with their money. Hell, I'm glad. Let's go win championships. Okay. I like to buy sneakers and whiskey. Don't tell me what to do with my money. You do what you do with your money. I don't hunt. You want to buy guns and ammo and hunting leases and ATVs and all that sort of stuff for your hunting property, you do that. You like to fish, you want a boat and 15 rods and reels, I don't do any of that. You do that, great. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. But do not suggest that taxpayers are funding the buyout. That's just not true. He's also right. Well, he was incorrect. He said they all have the same agent, which is not true. Brian Kelly's agent is Trace Armstrong. Jimbo Fisher and Jimbo Fisher, his agent is Jimmy Sexton, same as Nick Saban. So Brian Kelly's agent is not Jimmy Sexton, it's Trace Armstrong. So that was incorrect. But he is right that a lot of the players currently who have agents that are the same as some of the coaches. So there is a lot of intermingling there. And quite honestly, from an agent's perspective, agent fees are capped in the NFL. They are not capped in college. So if you go represent an NFL player, you're capped at 3%. You represent a college player, your fee could be 20%. So for some agents, it's more lucrative to represent college athletes than it is to represent pros. So there's a lot of truth there's a lot of truth in what he's saying. And I think some good ideas. Where I fundamentally disagree with Jeff Landry is about Scott Woodward's merit as an athletic director. I think Scott Woodward is a very well-respected, outstanding athletic director who has swung and connected on more big-time hires that he's missed. He got Chris Peterson away from Boise up to Washington. He oversaw a massive facility renovation during his time there in Washington. Same at Texas A&M, where he got Jimbo away from Florida State. He hired Buzz Williams from Virginia Tech. He came to LSU, and you could say, oh, anybody could hire Kim Mulkey. Could anybody go fundraise to put that deal together? It takes someone who knows the right people to shake the right trees to galvanize the support and get that deal across the finish line. He deserves credit for hiring Jay Johnson, who's won 2 national titles in 3 years. And he went and got Brian Kelly at a time when a lot of people were lined up thinking this was going to be Lincoln Riley. He had to pivot and get BK, got him away from Notre Dame. Now, we can look with the benefit of hindsight and say it went 4 years, it went south, it didn't work. But what are you as a program? What do you want to be? Do you want to go bargain bin shopping at LSU? Or do you want to hire the best, most proven coaches in the country? Like, it's open to discussion. For anybody. But to boil down Scott Woodward to Jimbo and BK, and I understand, like, fair or unfair, athletic directors largely are going to be judged by the football coaching hires they make. That's, again, whether fair or unfair, that's just a giant part of your legacy, okay? Scott Woodward is a very well-respected, outstanding athletic director, and who is a Louisiana guy who's from Baton Rouge, who went to LSU, and I think it would be a giant mistake to fire him. But it's very clear that's what the governor intends to have happen, as I've said since Sunday, probably for longer than that, actually. And I don't like political leaders working their way into conversations about athletics. Like, I believe no matter what you do professionally, you hire people to do their job and you get out of the way and you let them do their job. And if they do their job poorly, then there are consequences. And you could argue, well, they fired Brian Kelly, he does his job poorly, fire him. I think this circumstance that has arose here with Kelly is a portion of Scott Woodward's resume. And it very likely is going to be part of the thing that costs him his job. But there are much deeper things here with the governor and with Scott Woodward. And if you're paying attention closely, they're fairly obvious and evident. We've talked about them. There was a story last year about, wanting potentially Will Wade to be rehired at LSU, which was always an absurd notion. Scott Woodward wasn't going to do that. You have 2 men here that are on opposite ends of the aisle politically. There's a lot of things that are baked in here, not just the Brian Kelly deal. And if you're being honest, we all know that that's true. Listen, I think in life there is gray. Not everything is left or right, red or blue, black or white. Like, there's gray in life. There's middle ground. And I think a lot of what Governor Landry said in that speech today is dead on. I think a lot of what he said is dead on. And I hope a lot of what he suggested actually does happen. I hope we do end up seeing contracts for coaches structured differently. I sincerely hope that happens. I hope we do have guardrails for agents like you have in the NFL and in professional sports leagues. Yes. Like, there should be certifications and standards for agents in this. Absolutely. There's a lot of what he said that I agree with wholeheartedly. He and I are just going to disagree on Scott Woodward as an athletic director because I think he's an outstanding athletic director who's been fantastic in generating revenue. He was one of the most forward-thinking athletic directors in revenue share. I mean, I had a conversation 3 years ago with Scott about how at that time they were already starting the process of evaluating the athletic department budget and preparing for the inevitability, 3 years ago, the inevitability of revenue share. So they weren't caught off guard when this happened. So, get it. there's people disagree on things, and ultimately people in positions of power are gonna wield their influence. And this governor has the right to do that, like every governor that preceded him. And he's going to appoint board members who are going to act at the pleasure of the governor, and they're going to hire a university president next week, and we're all assuming that's going to be Wade Roos from McNeese. And fantastic. I love LSU. Y'all know that. I don't just love LSU football. I am an LSU alum. I want LSU to be awesome in everything, from scientific research to SEC championships in football to tiddlywinks to whatever. Name it. I mean, literally tomorrow, I'm going to be at the Manship School where I graduated, participating in the sports summit tomorrow morning. I'll be speaking to current students, and I'm thrilled to be able to give my time and go back and give back to a school that gave me so much. I love LSU. I want LSU to be awesome in everything. I don't want Brian Kelly to fail. I don't want boosters to fund $53 million buyout and all this stuff. I think we all want that. We all want LSU to be great in everything. And it's such an important thing for our state as well. So it's a pretty pivotal time. And the university is about to have a new president, and the governor made it very clear today that they're going to have a new athletic director. As much as I may disagree with that approach, it's very clear that's what he intends to have happen. I hope it doesn't work out that way, but it sounds like he has certainly made up his mind, saying in no uncertain terms that Scott Woodward will not select the next LSU football coach. Let me know. Got a thought? Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Lots of ways you can get involved in the show. All right, we're glad you're aboard with us here. Let me knock out a quick break. Got to catch up. It's AFR.
AFR.
Let's Rev, R-E-V, letsrev.com, letsrev.com. Friends over at Rev boast an all-fiber network, 5 gigs. And all fiber means it's buried under the ground, man. So winds blow, the rains come, power lines fall. You don't ever have to worry about going offline because the fiber network is buried under the ground. As a matter of fact, just 2 weeks ago, they were burying an all-fiber. Rev, the crews were burying an all-fiber network in my neighborhood. Fired up. We're already Rev customers over at Parrish Construction and Roofing. Our business, we rely on Rev like more than 70,000 residents, homeowners, business owners all over South Louisiana. 90 years of local ownership. It's one of the great things about Rev. By the way, look at that commercial right there. There's Tressie and Gordy. Here at Guarantee, we rely on Rev as well. R-E-V. So go to letsrev.com, letsrev.com. Lightning fast internet, y'all. 5 gigs and a local. Letsrev.com.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal. Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's. One love. Let's go.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Need security services you can count on? With Veteran Security Services, you're always protected. Locally owned and proudly serving the Gulf Coast, they're not some big national firm chasing profits. They're neighbors protecting neighbors. From petrochemical plants and healthcare facilities to port and maritime operations, Veteran Security delivers reliable protection you can trust. Choose community. Choose confidence. Choose Veteran Security Services. Visit veteransecurityfirm.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Rouse's wants to help you cover the spread this football season. We're talking the ultimate tailgate spread, party trays, dips, fried chicken, anything you want to throw on the grill, plus plenty of ice-cold drinks to wash it all down. All you have to do is register now at 1045ESPN.com for your chance to win. One winner will be chosen each week, and everyone who registers will be entered to win a drawing for a grand prize of postseason tickets. Rouse's Market, your tailgating headquarters.
We're going to move quickly here. We got Taylor coming up for Bourbon Dictionary in a few. We went a little long there, unintended there, but the governor's conversation today, or at his press conference talking about Scott Woodward, warranted the conversation. So let me know your thoughts. You can email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. By the way, Nick Saban, we talked a day ago here about Nick Saban and the possibility of him maybe coming out of retirement to take the LSU job. And you can roll your eyes, and that's I don't blame you. I would put it at a very slim, like single-digit % chance of happening. But I do believe, for example, I mean, Saban has a great relationship with Scott Woodward. I mean, Scott was here as Mark Emmert's liaison between athletics and the university and the state capitol. And they have a fantastic relationship. I mean, if Scott were the AD, I think there's a chance you'd at least get Nick Saban to pick up the phone and take the call. I still think it's obviously very far-fetched to think that that might happen. But I'll say it in coaching searches forever. Believe nothing, consider everything. But for what it's worth, one of the seemingly big contenders here for the LSU job, the Florida job, the Penn State job, all of them, is Lane Kiffin. And Chris Lowe over at On3 Now apparently had a conversation with Nick Saban and said, Saban said, quote, jobs that weren't great jobs before are now. Lane is the first name up for Florida and the first name up for LSU, but I think you can have a long debate on whether either one of those jobs is actually better than the job he has now, because he has some of the guys over there at Ole Miss that give him pretty much whatever he wants from a roster standpoint. It's not an incorrect thought. He said maybe you've got alumni who are passionate about football, but they're willing to invest what they have to invest to win, because a lot of people don't believe in this stuff, meaning NIL, roster building, all that sort of stuff. So, say it again, man. It's a different world. It's why my whole approach to hiring this coach is different than in any previous hiring cycle, because it's just a different world, man. Like, we live in the world we live in, Indiana, Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech are all in the top 10. I mean, yeah, you can win anywhere. All right, it's at further review. We're glad you're with us. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Speaking of winning, when you win, you get a ring. And, gents, if you need to buy a ring, I was trying to get a transition to like rings and championships to engagements, and go to Lee Michaels. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, 10 locations in all, 2 in Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, Shreveport, all over the state, 10 locations in all. And when Lee Michaels has the buying power of 10 stores, what that means is that perfect sweet spot, right? You get the big box store jewelers. It tends to be cookie cutter, impersonal. You go to the boutique jewelers, you're not going to have a great selection. You're probably going to overpay. You go to Lee Michaels, you're going to get an amazing selection, the Lee Michaels experience, and always a great price as well, no matter your budget. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com. LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Okay, let's go quickly. We do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Kalen DeBoer gave an update on linebacker Quay Russaw. Suffered a foot injury back in September. DeBoer said he's doing good, on a timetable that they hope for, maybe even a little bit ahead, but not sure when that's going to be. Broke his foot September the 27th at Georgia. Of course, Bama's next game out will be a week from Saturday against LSU.
The Texas Longhorns.
Got an update on Arch Manning and Michael Taft, both dealing with injuries at the moment. Sark gave the update on the SEC coaches teleconference. Both practiced on Wednesday. Manning remains in the concussion protocol. However, Taft, meanwhile, has practiced the last 2 days.
The Tennessee Volunteers.
Jamon McCoy is still working to return this season. Report from Pete Nakos of On3 said the All-American cornerback still has not shut down the entire season. He's practiced in a limited fashion. Tore his ACL back in January, been working his way back. Meanwhile, Colton Hood, who's played in place of McCoy, is day-to-day with a calf strain.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
And Kirby gave an injury update on receiver Talon Taylor. Said that Taylor's gotten more involved as he continues to recover. The true freshman says running, conditioning, moving around. Taylor played in the first 4 games of the season, but then suffered what's been diagnosed as an upper body injury during practice before the Kentucky game. He had 2 catches on the season prior. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. Our Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Right there on Drusilla in Baton Rouge. There's Goodwood. There's unique physique, unique aesthetics, and wellness. You want to look and feel your best. They can help. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. All right, we're going to have a brief Bourbon Dictionary segment. So let's get rid of this break here. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up with Taylor. Get your booze questions in. Email us, tweet us, text us. It's AFR.
AFR.
Man, I love telling you about the Watermark and the Renaissance. 2 great shining properties in our great city. Watermark downtown, Renaissance Southtown, right there on Bourbon. Of course, for every LSU home game, LSU stays at Renaissance Baton Rouge. With 13,000 square foot of meeting space, it allows them and affords them all they need. The grand ballroom is perfect for hosting the big team meetings, team meals. And then the smaller rooms that can be partitioned, they'll have their position group meetings there. Of course, plenty of guest rooms for the entire team and staff and everything. And for you and your family, whether it's the Watermark downtown or the Renaissance Southtown. If you've got a wedding reception, a fundraiser, an awards banquet, something of the kind coming up, a board meeting for 12 people, they can host you either downtown at Watermark Baton Rouge, the premier hotel property in Baton Rouge, or Southtown right there on Bluebonnet. It's Renaissance and Watermark Baton Rouge.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. They're the gang with the slang.
Keep it 100. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
I don't understand.
Yo, man, how are you?
Oh, I'm great, Matt. How are you?
In need of a very stiff pour.
Should be in full celebration mode, man.
No. You got to understand, this is my job. So you can do whatever you want. But I looked at my call log. I took 50 phone calls on Sunday. I haven't taken 50 calls in the last year.
I just would have ignored at least 48 of those.
You can't. That's the point. When
Yeah,
you're
right.
breaking news of a head coach getting fired and everything around it, you don't ignore those 50 phone calls. Anyway.
I heard that, man.
No, you didn't.
I mean, I sympathize with you. I really do.
What's new? So look, you sympathize. You know what you could do then? You could find something in your allocation. You could sell it to me. What are you going to sell me when I come over?
Absolutely.
You heard him. You heard him. Don't you be a liar.
I'm not lying. Sure, absolutely. I mean, most everything is allocated these days. So
interesting.
That's a pretty good loophole.
Well, you know my my choice is Weller 12. So
yeah, that's a good one.
Find me
It's
a Weller
good
12.
old standby.
I know.
It's a cheap one too, man.
I know. It's awesome. Oh, is there anything? What's new? What's good right now?
I haven't got to try this, so I don't really know if it's good or not. And I'm not very familiar with the distillery. It's called Found North. It's a Canadian distillery, and I think they source most of their stuff. They have a 12-year, and what I've read about their stuff, I'm very unfamiliar with this distillery. We got a 12-year from, and it's finished in Oloroso Sherry Cask. What I've read about the distillery is that the stuff is good, for the most part, from what I've read from it. So do what you will with that. But they do source from Canada. They are Canadian too. It's $110. It's a 12-year, and it's 114 proof, which is nice. Most Canadians that I see around are generally lower proof, so this is a higher proof, and I'm always for higher proof whiskey. So, and it's sherry finish, which is interesting too. You don't taste a lot of Canadians that are finished sherry. So it's interesting.
I literally got 60 seconds. I pushed you up against the clock. It's my bad. We were talking about the governor's comments. So beers, anything there?
I tried a really good little Belgian Christmas beer. It's called Kazematten. It's a triple. It's like a really strong pale ale, which is what a triple is. but it's called Cazamat. And I tried one over the weekend, man. It'll hit right now. It's like on the cusp of being cold, but it's not. Check that out. It's an old Belgian beer.
I need one of those. All right.
Yeah, man.
Well, to be continued. By the way, raffle. When's the raffle?
December 11th, if that's that Thursday.
December the 11th.
Yeah.
Mark the date. In store again?
Yes.
All right. We'll have more deets on tickets and all that good stuff coming up. That's Taylor. Thank you, dude.
See you, Matt.
All right. We'll see you. We're brought to you by Parish Restoration. ParishRestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor, other harmful pathogens. Maybe you bought a car and it used to belong to a smoker. Or they had pets in the car. Maybe you bought a house, they had pets in the house, or it was a smoker. You can't get that smell out. You know what will do it? Parish Restoration. They're patented, non-toxic dry fog treatment. Super easy. They'll come in, they'll spray, close the doors and the windows, let it dwell. As soon as the fog dissipates, back in, free, clear, smelling awesome. ParishRestoration.com. Okay, y'all. Here comes SportsCenter. We'll kick off hour number 2 next.
AFR.
And we will kick off hour number 2 with Frank Wilson talking about how they're going to improve on the field a week from Saturday against Alabama. We are brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com. Airline just north of Highland. And I love telling you about my friends over at South Point Volkswagen. They're amazing people, first of all. Kelly Spencer has been a friend for so many years now. Literally an OG, one of our first ever advertisers on this show. And she and her family and everybody over there, Mr. Bobby, Mr. Bob, everybody, Brad, Mr. Bill, just have become friends over the years. We've also done so many deals with them. Eric and I have exclusively driven Volkswagens for the last, I don't know, dozen years or so. And every time, whether we're buying or leasing, the experience is so easy. I mean, they make it so easy to get in, out, and in your new wheels. It's southpointvw.com.
Trust isn't given, it's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
While Louisiana politics can seem like they're from another planet, Moon Griffon isn't afraid to bring politicians back down to earth. Listen to the Moon Griffon Show weekday mornings at 9 on Talk 107.3.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment. Dave's back on. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website, LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net, powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builder School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan.
and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Pivotal Game 5 in the World Series tonight. The Dodgers host the Blue Jays, tied 2-2. LA's Blake Snell faces Toronto rookie Trey Savage. After last night's loss, manager Dave Roberts said LA's hitters have not yet found their rhythm. As a team, the Dodgers just hitting .213 in the Fall Classic, which is sounding some alarm bells for ESPN MLB reporter Jesse Rogers.
I think the Dodgers are in trouble. And I'm not saying they're going to lose, but I think they're a little bit in trouble. I mean, how impressed are you by these Blue Jays who bounce right back? And now the Blue Jays have home field advantage back. And I think the Dodgers are in a little bit of a shaky situation.
Jesse Rogers on Clinton and Friends, Game 5, 7 Eastern, ESPN Radio. Ahead of next week's NFL trade deadline, the Eagles got some much-needed cornerback help, acquired Michael Carter II from the Jets for receiver John Mechie III. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson set to return from a hamstring injury tomorrow night against the Dolphins. The Chiefs expecting leading rusher Isaiah Pacheco to miss Sunday's AFC showdown against the Bills with a sprained knee ligament.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Thursday, the Bills are 4-1 against the Chiefs in regular season games. So is it a must-win for Kansas City? It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
And Mr. Toby Tom Blake. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. We're going to head out to L.A. Sarah Barshop will be here in 13 minutes from right now. She covers the Rams. Saints head out to L.A. First start for Tyler Shuck. We'll get to Sarah here in about a dozen minutes or so. Russ Mitchell next hour. So Tuesday night, we got to meet LSU interim head coach Frank Wilson. I know everybody knows Frank Wilson's name. He's been on staff forever. But for many people, I'm certain, because assistants don't speak to the media, for many people, I'm certain it's the first time that you've gotten to actually hear any extensive conversation with or from Frank Wilson. And you got to see the charisma, the magnetic personality, the communicator, which has made him such a great recruiter, the relationship builder over so many years. But he's also a football coach that now has the task of trying to get a team that is woefully underperformed relative to the expectations coming into this season, and with 4 games remaining, is still teetering. I mean, you got 2 road games against ranked opponents left on your schedule, at Bama, at Oklahoma, and then home games, of course, against Arkansas and Western Kentucky, where you're going to be a heavy favorite. And we talked about it a day ago. I do believe there is a sincere path for Frank Wilson to get the permanent job, but it starts with winning a week from Saturday in Tuscaloosa. Roll your eyes, laugh, whatever. I'm going to repeat again the thing I'm going to tell you every time we talk about the coaching search. Believe nothing, consider everything. And if you don't think there's at least a path for Frank Wilson to win this job, you're outside of your brain, especially after the governor today just said Scott Woodward's not making the hire. Well, if that's the case, then You're not going to spend $100 million on a coach. You're going to be looking, like I say, you go bargain shopping, but you're going to look at something that's more financially plausible. This would count because you get Frank $5-7 million bucks, and he's likely to retain a lot of the staff, so you wouldn't be paying $10 million in buyouts for the staff. Just something to consider. But again, you got to go win football games. And so there's a big question as to say, when you have an 8-game sample, like, can you really improve? Or how much really can you improve? And I'm going to tell you, the notion that when you bring in a new coach, the sort of the haze in the barn, look, you get the interim bump. That's a very real thing. You get a lot of buy-in, maybe a new infusion of energy. It feels like a starting over point. Like what's happened, but now it's a new season. There's generally that feeling. Listen, there's a renewed energy around this program. Rightfully so, understandably. But, when I think about this, I look at LSU's most recent example of having an interim coach. And it was when Ed Orgeron was the interim in 2016. I want to remind you how that season started. In 2016, LSU opened that season going up to Lambeau. I was there. I know many of you were as well. And they lost to Wisconsin 16-14. The offense scored 7 points. Remember, Tre'Davious White had a pick 6 in that game. The offense scored 7 points. This was an offense that had 3 offensive linemen that became NFL players. An offense that had Leonard Fournette, Darius Geis, DJ Chark, Russell Gage, Foster Moreau. It was an NFL team. They scored 1 touchdown. They played Jacksonville State the next week and won 34-13. Who cares? They beat Mississippi State 23-20 and then lost to Auburn 18-13. Through the first 4 games, they were averaging 21 a game, and that included the 34 against Jacksonville State. Sound familiar? Other than that, the high water mark was 23 against Mississippi State. Sound familiar? They fire Les Miles. They fire Cam Cameron. Ed Orgeron promotes Steve Ensminger. What do they do the first time out against Missouri? 42-7. How you, Darren? They beat Southern Miss 45-10, beat Ole Miss 38-21. They got shut out by Bama 10-0. They scored 38 against Arkansas. They lost the game to Florida 16-10 in Tiger Stadium, but then they went to A&M and won 54-39. Over the last 7 games with interim Ed, they averaged 32.4, and that included being shut out against Alabama. They increased their points by almost 2 touchdowns per game with a new concept because the talent was there. Now, Frank Wilson isn't fixing LSU's offensive line. But one thing he said in no uncertain terms Tuesday, is where the emphasis is going to be offensively.
There's a huge emphasis in this bye week running the ball. I promise you we will run the ball. But I think it complements and it allows us to be that more effective in the pass game where we have tremendous weapons that we haven't utilized to the full potential for whatever reason. And so those areas where we lack and we haven't been our very best, we're going to try to make sure we're doing that.
We will run the ball. Listen, I know what the narrative is around this offense, that they can't run the ball. The offensive line can't run block. I know that's the narrative. I understand that's what people think. Did you watch the first half against Texas A&M? Harlem Berry averaged 7 yards per carry in the first half. Averaged 7 yards per carry in the first half. Had 1 rushing attempt in the second half, the first play of the third quarter. By the way, his long run was 16 yards. It ain't like he busted off a 50-yarder. Consistently getting positive yards. You didn't commit to running the football. It's what I've been saying for months since the Ole Miss game. You didn't commit to doing it. You can do it, but you have to commit to doing it. You want to know a good way to commit to doing it? Your head coach is the running backs coach, and your play caller is the run game coordinator who by trade is an offensive lineman. Yep, that'll do it. Oh, they're going to run the ball. Frank also clarified staff roles.
Tim Rattay will step into the role as our quarterback coach. Alex Atkins will serve in the capacity as our play caller. Alex, as you know, was serving in the capacity as our run game coordinator, has a great knowledge, has a background as a play caller. Tim Rattay has a background as a play caller. Very familiar with both of these men and their abilities, and feel very confident they'll give us the best opportunity in both run and pass game. Collectively, as an offensive staff, we'll brainstorm, we'll work in pods, we'll work holistically with one another to devise a game plan that gives us the best opportunity to win a football game.
I like collaboration on offense. I love having Alex Atkins as the play caller with a mind on running the football. You want to open up your passing game, you've got to be able to run the football. Now, maybe this is burying the lead, but the other gigantic question is about Garrett Nussmeier. Because I can tell you that I am more than happy sharing this with utmost confidence coming out of this weekend, that there have been staff members who have pushed for Michael Van Buren to start at quarterback. Frank Wilson was asked Wednesday morning on the SEC Coaches Teleconference if they were going to make a change at quarterback.
Garrett is our starting quarterback. I think he gives us great opportunity to be efficient with our offense. I think Michael has a skill set that adds value to our football team that will be called upon that could help us win the game. And at the end of the day, we're going to do what it takes to win the game. But Garrett Nussmeier is our starting quarterback.
So Nuss is going to continue to start. I agree with that, by the way. I have maintained, and you again, I don't believe like this is hard and fast fact. This is my opinion. You can have an opinion, I can have an opinion, and they're valid. It's just what we're watching, okay? I don't believe Garrett Nussmeier is the core issue. I believe it has been very poor pass blocking that has gotten Garrett Nussmeier killed, and the unwillingness to run the football. If you run the football effectively, that will absolutely open up your passing game. I think that's what Frank is saying here. So give Garrett Nussmeier a running game, and you're likely going to be more effective in the passing game. I know there's some that argue, yeah, but Van Buren's ability to run gives the defense something else to consider. That's true. Van Buren also is not as good a passer as Garrett Nussmeier, and certainly not as experienced a player. But how could Van Buren be used?
Yeah, we haven't finalized that in our game planning just yet. But there are things that he does very well that we'll ask him to do that we may not necessarily ask Garrett to do. And it'll be for the benefit of the football team and the strength of his skill set.
Obviously, Frank Wilson is not going to give away any trade secrets or game plan secrets before they play Alabama. But I wouldn't be surprised if you did see wrinkles in this offense that might include Michael Van Buren, because there's clearly enough of a feeling on staff internally of people who want him to have some role that with a change at head coach and offensive coordinator, you likely will see some of that. What it looks like, I don't know, but it'll be fascinating to watch as it unfolds a week from Saturday in Tuscaloosa. All right, it's After Further Review. Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Always love telling you about Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. It's Parish Construction and Roofing. From claim to cleanup, we'd love to help you out, either at your home, your office building, your commercial building, industrial facilities, roof repairs, replacements. We do gutters. We do soft washing as well. Your roof, the whole front of your home, building, sidewalks, all your landscape. We could do it, or your hardscape, I should say. It's Parish Construction and Roofing. Parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parish Construction and Roofing. Okay, quick break. We're going to head out to L.A. Sarah Barshop covers the L.A. Rams. We'll get a look at the Saints' opponent this week when we come back. And at the bottom of this hour, Ed Orgeron was a guest on ESPN's Unsportsmanlike here on Wednesday morning, and he talked about Brian Kelly and if he would be interested in returning to LSU. You'll hear from Coach O in about 15 minutes. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. High of only 71 degrees today, y'all. Woke up this morning, temp in the 50s, a little breezy. It was cold, man. It's one of those days where you start to think, I'm getting close to cranking on that heater if you haven't done so yet at your home. But before you do, before you turn on that heater, make sure you call my friends at River City's 1 Hour Air. Look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. When you call that number, I love saying this because it's true. And you may test me on it. Even if you're not trying to hire them for service, you can test me on it. Call that number. You're going to talk to a human right now. You're not going to get AI. You're not going to get a recording. You're going to talk to a human right now when you call 752-0001 for River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Huh. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Need security services you can count on? With Veteran Security Services, you're always protected. Locally owned and proudly serving the Gulf Coast, they're not some big national firm chasing profits. They're neighbors protecting neighbors. From petrochemical plants and healthcare facilities to port and maritime operations, Veteran Security delivers reliable protection you can trust. Choose community. Choose confidence. Choose Veteran Security Services. Visit veteransecurityfirm.com.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6th generation.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Who dat say they're gonna beat them Saints? Let's head behind enemy lines to preview this week's matchup.
Let's go out to L.A. Sarah Barshop, good enough to join us. We actually had the pleasure to do this a few times with Sarah here in recent years. Sarah, we appreciate the time as always. Thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'd be doing a lot better if the Saints didn't stink and if LSU didn't fire their coach. But such is life when you cover football teams. Let me start with where the Rams are this season. Sean McVay. I mean, Matt Stafford obviously is having a terrific start to the season with a lot of uncertainty with the injury coming into this year. What's sort of the temperature there here through the first half of the season in LA?
Yeah, I think it's obviously very positive, but I think I compared a lot where they were at the bye week the last 2 years. They were 3-6 2 years ago, last year 1-4. And so coming out of the bye, you can kind of just feel how different it felt to the players. And even Sean McVay talked about that today. He said this is probably the most pleasant bye week I've had in a little bit. So I think you can kind of feel that in the facility. I'll be curious kind of what the mindset is when we talk to players later today. going into the second half of the season, but just very different from the last 2 years.
How is Matt Stafford doing what he's doing right now? I mean, the Rams are third in the league in passing.
Yeah, he hasn't thrown an interception in 4 games, and I think with one more game, he ties a career high. Someone asked him about that today, and he was like, "Are you trying to, jinx me? Would you say that about a no-hitter kind of thing?" He's playing very well, and I think part of it is Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. He's got a great receiving core. We saw how he spread the ball around in the last game without Nacua in London against Jacksonville. So, he's playing as well as I've seen him. I didn't cover him in 2021, the year they went to the Super Bowl, but he's healthy. That's the biggest thing, I think. And he said today that his back feels great. So I'm sure he will take that as long as it can continue going.
Sarah Barshop's with us, ESPN. She's on Twitter at Sarah Barshop. You want to give her a follow. Exactly. Spell it how it sounds. Barshop. The Saints have had some pretty notable injuries. What about LA? What's of note for this weekend?
So Sean McVay just said Puka Nacua and Rob Havenstein will be limited in practice today, but he expects them, barring setbacks, to be able to play. Obviously very big for this offense. And then they'll be without Tutu Atwell, their speedy receiver. He went on injured reserve. Sean McVay said today that he basically re-injured, got a hamstring strain in London. And so I think they'll miss him. Good news they showed in London is that even down a receiver, Matthew Stafford had a lot of success still with that group. But I think they will miss Tutu Atwell against the Saints.
Did you have fish and chips in London?
I did. That was a fun trip.
You have to. I mean, it's like it's a rule. Did you have a pint at a pub?
I did.
There
I did. I
go.
crossed off all the London, I think, touristy things, but it was an excellent trip.
Big Ben kids, look, Big Ben. What offensively, if anything, might be a vulnerability at this point in the season?
I think it's probably the production from tight end. I'll be curious to see without Tutu Atwell kind of what this offense looks like with Puka Nacua back, with Devontae kind of. Matthew Stafford and Devontae Adams hadn't been as efficient early in the season. Then we saw 3 touchdowns from the pair in London. So I think it'll be seeing if that production they got from the tight end group can continue and they can build on that. Like last year, they were just a little bit inconsistent, and I think beginning of the season we've kind of seen that. But, I mean, there's no doubt. I would say that the offense has been the strength of the team, but no doubt the defense has been really good too. So I think you're just looking at probably a really good Rams team right now.
Yeah, no doubt. They're 5-2 coming off the bye. And I'm glad you talked about the defense because, Chris Shula's group is going to see Tyler Shuck. It'll be his first career start for the rookie. Have they talked at all this week about how you start preparing for someone that just doesn't really have game film?
So actually, we have not talked to anyone but Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. But I think we've kind of addressed it previously because the Rams have gone against Mac Jones. Obviously, he's had NFL game film, but just not in the Niners offense really to the point they played them. And so they faced some backup quarterbacks, and then obviously early in the season. And the kind of what I've heard from everyone is you got to prepare the best you can. Look at if it's looking at college tape, look at their tendencies, that kind of stuff. Because the Saints haven't had a lot of success this season, but no doubt I can guarantee you that when we asked Jared Verse about going against a first-time starter, he's going to say, everyone gets to this league for a reason, and so we're not going to take anyone lightly, because that's kind of what he said when it's been similar situations this year.
Sarah, the Rams are a 14.5-point favorite. I know not everybody looks at point spreads and betting lines, but that might as well be like 45 in a college game. I mean, to see a 2-touchdown line in the NFL is just enormous. Is there a path for the Rams to lose this game at home?
You know what? The Rams have played down to their opponent sometimes. Yes, they're 5-2, but there have been some close games. So, yes, there's a way. I mean, Sean McVay said he expects Puka Nacua to play. If there is a setback and he doesn't, I think this offense looks very different without him, without Tutu Atwell. So I think it'll probably be closer than you think, just looking at the records of the two teams. But I have been impressed by the way that the Rams have, even when they found themselves in situations this year, maybe some adversity in games where they've kind of been able to hold and come back. Obviously, the game against the Eagles, that wasn't the case. But I think I've seen since that game kind of this group kind of be mentally tough. But it'll be interesting to see whether they do play down to an opponent who has a worse record than them on Sunday, or if it's something where they can keep their foot to the gas.
Are the Rams a legitimate Super Bowl contender?
I think they are. I mean, I think if you had asked me at the beginning of the season, just with Matthew Stafford missing most of training camp with the back injury, I think I would have said, I don't know, we'll have to see. But no doubt, this is a very talented roster, and I think Sean McVay has teams, I've seen the last 2 seasons, get better as the season progresses. I think something he's very good as a head coach is making these guys believe, despite how they start the season. And so now at 5-2 coming out of the bye, I'll be curious to see if that mindset can stick. But I do think this is a team that's at least contending for a deep playoff run, if not a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Odds makers had the Rams over under 9.5 to start the season. It's up to 11.5 now through week 8. She's Sarah Barshop, ESPN.com. If you want to read her over there, she's on Twitter at Sarah Barshop. You want to go give her a follow there on Twitter, X, whatever you call it these days. Sarah, we appreciate the time. Thanks so much.
Of course. Have a good one.
You do the same. Saints and Rams, 3:05 Central Time on Sunday from SoFi. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of your New Orleans Saints. Hey, tomorrow is the day, Thursday. Tomorrow, Harold Perkins will be at the Rouse's, the corner of Burbank and Lee, from 6 to 7 p.m. So, like, right when our show's wrapping up, Perk will be over there again from 6 to 7 on behalf of Dr. Pepper and Rouse's, the official supermarket of your New Orleans Saints. You want to go meet Perk, pictures, autographs, really cool opportunity. And you can always swing into Rouse's, do your grocery shopping, pick up whatever it may be, your beers, your bourbons, your wines. Got a great wine selection over at Rouse's. And they have a buy 4, save more program as well. So the more you buy, the more you save. Allows you to maybe try a lot of interesting wines that you might not otherwise think to grab. Of course, they got all your tailgating supplies, party platters, tailgate trays, everything. And man, they've been helping you make your groceries for 65 years. Rouses.com, Rouses.com. Rouses, this feels like home. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're with us halfway home here on this Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Frank Wilson met with reporters last night for the first time on the SEC Coaches Teleconference here on Wednesday. And another gigantic story that's unfolded today. Governor Jeff Landry was given a press conference. He was asked during that press conference about Scott Woodward and about the new coaching search. He said no uncertain terms that Scott Woodward will not make the next coaching hire for LSU. So we will have a new university president at LSU. There will be a new president. The board will approve a new president on November the 4th, so next week, at which time shortly thereafter, as we've said here for a little while now, fully anticipate that one of the first actions by the new university president will be to replace athletic director Scott Woodward. I've given you my thoughts on it. I do not think that is a wise decision. I think Scott Woodward is a very well-respected, very good athletic director. And I know people try to peg him with the Jimbo and now BK contracts. And I get your resume hiring football coaches is a giant part of your resume. But he did hire Chris Peterson at Boise State. And I'll continue to say one of the biggest misconceptions that gets thrown around is about the Jimbo contract. The initial deal Scott Woodward gave Jimbo wasn't a bad deal because it was effectively front-loaded. By the time you got to the end of that deal, $7.5 million wouldn't have been a big deal. It was the extension Ross Bjork gave Jimbo that saddled them with the massive buyout, not the original contract. But people believe what they want to believe, and narratives get started like Brian Kelly in a fake Southern accent, which I still to this day would hand on Bible tell you I do not believe that man was faking a Southern accent. I mean, we've played audio of Brian Kelly here for 4 years, slipping over words, drawling. He's got a weird diction. I don't believe he was faking a Southern accent. But that has been satirized so many times over the last 4 years that you'll never convince anybody otherwise. And I think it's similar with Scott Woodward, and you ignore so many of the great things he does as an athletic director. A lot of the amazing hires, and most importantly, his relationships and ability to know who to ask to get the things done that he needs done. So, in any event, that if you want to see that full video of Governor Landry, I did put it on my Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook. It's on all my socials if you want to check it out. It's just at Matt Moscona, Moscona, at Matt Moscona. But I'll tell you this, man. Looking at the replies on that video on my Twitter. Mostly it's people clowning Louisiana and the governor. I mean, the overwhelming reaction to that from outside is why is the governor involved in firing an AD and hiring a football coach? And I do wonder and I worry if this level of meddling and involvement hurts your candidate pool. I mean, I get LSU's a great job, and there's a lot of people that want it. And there's a lot of people that would crawl over broken glass to get to LSU, no doubt. But if you're really trying to recruit the cream of the crop to come take your job, when people have options, do they look at that and go, it's a real thing, man. My phone has been blowing up from people in the college football world during the show about that very thing. One national college football media member texted me and said, is that really, to clarify, I was like, is that really the governor or was that AI? Like, that's how unbelievable it was of what he was watching. Tread carefully, y'all. All right, it's after further review. Well, now I got a quick break. As if things couldn't get any crazier. Ed Orgeron wants the LSU job. Why the hell not? Rehire Coach O. You'll hear that next. It's AFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by Duplessis Builders, DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. Derek Duplessis, the great team over at Duplessis Builders. They're fantastic, man. Not only will they build you a beautiful pool, but they're also amazing people. Told you about their many charitable endeavors, including the Dream Pool Sweepstakes. Duplessis is offering a free pool. They're giving away a free pool build to somebody. All you got to do is donate $25 to Dreams Come True of Louisiana, which grants dreams for children in our state fighting life-threatening or terminal illnesses. And if you donate minimum of $25, you're automatically entered to win a dream pool from Duplessis Builders. DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. You can enter there at our website, 1045ESPN.com. And remember, whether it's your gorgeous, beautiful, big custom dream pool or a ready-made pool for as low as $49K, it's DuplessisBuilders.net.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation starts weekday mornings at 6 on Talk 107.3.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Huh. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Remember, you can always email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Man, every time I refresh Twitter, the comments on this video, like here's one from, this is Jake Thompson, who it says Vol Twitter attorney, because he covers Tennessee, or is it attorney who's a Tennessee fan? He said, this makes the 2017 Tennessee coaching search look sane and competent, which is really saying something. I'm telling you, like, I don't care if you voted for Jeff Landry or not. I really don't. And I like him. I personally, like, I am an apolitical person. I don't care about politics a lick. I've met Jeff Landry. I like him a lot. So this is not a commentary on Jeff Landry. It's the governor injecting himself into firing an athletic director from the outside looking in makes it look so dysfunctional to the point where, like, you wonder, will outside people want to come in and take this AD job if that's the influence that the governor has? Would a coach want to come here working for an AD that they clearly don't know who the AD is going to be yet, and even still might have influence from the governor's office? Like, you can understand why people who aren't familiar with this look at it and say, that's not a great look. I mean, Jake Nichols, sports editor for the Newport Plain Talk. I don't even know where that is. Where's Newport? Is that Connecticut? What's Newport? Does anybody know?
There's a bunch of Newports. What's it called?
Newport. Hang on. The Newport Plain Talk. Anyway. Quote tweeted me and said, decade of dysfunction, LSU edition, coming soon.
Newport, Tennessee.
Okay.
Is where that's located.
Here we go. We got a lot of Tennessee people in on this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, they know about dysfunctional coaching searches.
Yes, they do. Anyway. All right. Here's another, like this one just, this was hacker from 1010XL in Jacksonville. This is not who texted me earlier, by the way. He quote tweeted me. I had to make sure this wasn't AI. It wasn't. Wow. I'm telling you, man, like, that is a bad, the optics, you want to talk about optics? The optics of that are awful. Anyway. All right. You know what else would be bad optics? Rehiring Ed Orgeron. But Coach Joe today went on Sportsmanlike and had this exchange about his interest in the LSU coaching job potentially.
Do you want to be the next LSU head coach?
Oh, I'd love to. You kidding me? Hey, I'm one phone call away. Hey, I just got to get in my truck. I'll be back. I could be there today.
If someone specifically became the head coach, would you be willing to be his assistant? And that someone is someone you've been close with and worked with, Lane Kiffin. Would you ever go back to be an assistant?
Yeah, I'd consider it. I love LSU. I still got my home in Baton Rouge. Yeah, I love when I coached with Coach Miles, being the defensive line coach. I love the Tigers, and I'm getting back to coaching. For sure, I consider it, no doubt.
I want to be very clear about something. I would absolutely endorse Ed Orgeron coming back to be on LSU staff as the defensive line coach. That'd be awesome. Like, there is no denying the things that I've always said about Ed Orgeron. Number one, he is an outstanding recruiter. He is tireless and one of the great recruiters of this or any era. And number two, in the Pete Jenkins tree, he's one of the best defensive line coaches ever. Like, you will be technically sound, mean, physical, all that stuff on the D-line with Coach O. That is never the problem. His organization and ability to hire and retain and build a program, a sustainable model, was clearly not there. But as a position coach, hell yeah, man. I would endorse that in a millisecond. Coach O also made some comments about why maybe it didn't work with Brian Kelly. He talked about the A&M game.
The expectations at LSU is to win a national championship. And the pressure starts to arise around the third year. And they give you time to give you the facilities, they give you the money that you need. And if you don't reach that, there's going to be some rumblings. But you can see the team had regressed, having 3 losses in the conference. And what Texas A&M did to LSU at Tiger Stadium at night, and then what they did after, was an embarrassment to me, all the state of Louisiana. I'm not blaming Brian Kelly. It just the whole thing has seemed to unravel and fall apart. So I think that's the reason.
Kind of like the Bama game in 2020. I would say that Saturday night in Tiger Stadium against A&M, that was the most embarrassing display I'd seen since the Bama game in 2020. Another thing Coach O said, though, in that interview was about how Brian Kelly never embraced Louisiana. And to be the LSU coach, you have to embrace Louisiana. And, I think to some degree there's truth in that. So as to say, and y'all know I like Brian Kelly a lot. We're not friends. We didn't go have meat. We didn't break bread together. But I covered him for 4 years, and I found him to be accessible, honest, professionally courteous, charming. He was excellent. He was excellent to cover. But as I was following this story Sunday, the thing that probably struck me the most, just as I kind of replay the last 72 hours in my mind and how everything all transpired, the first call I got Sunday morning telling me that Brian Kelly had been fired. That person said to me that on Sunday, as the LSU brass were making calls, you gauging the temperature on moving on from Brian Kelly, was that he didn't have any allies. He didn't have any support. I mentioned this on Monday just briefly, but as I replay that convo in my head, it's telling, because if the people that hire, fire, and write checks aren't in your corner, then you clearly didn't do enough to win their favor. And sometimes, no matter where you coach, you got to play that game. And Brian Kelly gave a lot of himself, his time, his ability, and his money. Do not forget that, anyone who says that man wasn't all in, he donated $1 million of his own money to this roster, okay? You want to talk about put up or shut up? That man put up, okay? Let's call a spade a spade. But it is very clear that if the athletic director makes 10 calls to 10 influential people and saying, how would you feel if we moved on? And there's no support for the coach being retained, that speaks volumes. When literally 12 hours prior, 15 hours prior at kickoff of that game, nobody was conceptualizing firing Brian Kelly. It wasn't a thought in anybody's brain. And that went south so badly to the point where within 24 hours, he's gone. And, $53 million? Okay, we'll make it happen somehow. There is some truth to what Ed Orgeron said there. You have to win favor of people to give yourself leeway when things don't go well. And apparently Brian Kelly didn't do that. One other thing from Orgeron, He was talking about, about how quickly this firing happened and sort of how that has been such a common thing here in college football this year.
I don't like it, okay? Think about the guys that worked hard all summer for their season. What about winning football games? What about finishing the season? Giving those guys a chance. And now we have all these jobs open and all these kids are wondering, hey, where's my coach? What's going to happen? And kind of ruins the season for most kids. And I understand the pressures of the transfer portal, and I understand that people get sick and tired of the coach, but I wish that they would wait till the end of the season and let this thing play out.
It's not what LSU elected to do this time or when they let Ed Orgeron go back in the 2021 season. Now, he did coach out the string as a lame duck coach, but it'll be Frank Wilson this time for the Tigers. All right, it's After Further Review. Brought to you by First South Farm Credit. Thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. You can always log on to firstsouthland.com. Always encourage you to do that. Make your first call First South Farm Credit. Just remember, first in agriculture, first when it comes to recreational property. You want that hunting property, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Thinking of buying land? Make First South Farm Credit your first and only call. And by the way, with offices in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, they can help you buy land anywhere in the lower 48. So it doesn't matter if you want to buy a ranch in Montana, you want to buy you want to go open a winery in California, you need the land to do it, First South Farm Credit can help you finance the land. Or if you need that hunt property in Mississippi, that ranch in Texas, or 100 acres in St. Francisville to build your family's dream home. Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Log on to firstsouthland.com. That's firstsouthland.com for First South Farm Credit. firstsouthland.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. Let's see, Russ Mitchell's here in 30 minutes. I got to get Russ's take on Brian Kelly being fired, who he thinks should be next, and we'll preview this weekend's games. Of course, LSU, Alabama are off, but we will see Florida back on the field this week with their interim head coach, Billy Gonzalez, against Georgia in the cocktail party. So a lot to get to with Russ here in about 30 minutes from right now, and we will get to the Saints injury report and something I intended to do in hour number one that we haven't gotten to yet because the governor's comments happened and it derailed a little bit of our plan in the first hour. There was a report today about Cesar Ruiz and his future with the New Orleans Saints. I want to get to that after SportsCenter coming up here in about 15 minutes or so. We'll do Tigers and the Pros to wrap up hour number 2 next on AFR.
After Further Review.
Okay, y'all, Saturday is the day. It's the Baton Rouge Green Tree Spree over at Clegg's Nursery. Love telling you about Clegg's Nursery, and especially this weekend with this great event. So Baton Rouge Green is an awesome organization which does exactly what it sounds like they would do, keeping Baton Rouge green with beautiful trees and all over our great city. And for every Baton Rouge Green approved tree that's sold at Clegg's on Saturday, Clegg's will make a donation to the foundation, the Baton Rouge Green Foundation. So, again, to go over the details, this Saturday, Clegg's on Segan only. This is only the Segan Lane location. This Saturday from 8 until noon. So Saturday, November 1st, this Saturday, 8 to noon. It's the Baton Rouge Green Tree Spree. The Baton Rouge Green Arborists, they'll be on hand. They'll help you shop and find those hard-to-find native trees and shrubs with select citrus and fruit trees as well. It's this Saturday at Clegg's.
Banking on the go? Our mobile app makes it effortless. But at Campus Federal, you're more than just an account number. We build relationships with our members, supporting you from saving for college to owning your first home. If you're buying a car, planning a home renovation, or a vacation, we're here to help. Campus Federal Credit Union, your trusted financial partner for every stage of life. Start your journey today.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
While Louisiana politics can seem like they're from another planet, Moon Griffon isn't afraid to bring politicians back down to earth. Listen to the Moon Griffon Show weekday mornings at 9 on Talk 107.3.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
All right, we're wrapping up hour number 2. We are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Hormone replacement therapy, HRT can be an amazing way to help you regain your youthful energy, and they have so many other non-pharmaceutical options to help you feel your best. I tell you, my back has not been this pain-free in years. I started on a I legally can't say what, it's weird. The FDA is weird, but I legally can't say what it is, but call Goodwood. I'm telling you, if you have injuries, tissue repair, muscle repair, things that you're dealing with, it is worth a shout. Just go have a consultation over at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Things for anxiety, for gut health. If you have IBS or Crohn's or other things like that, you're looking for alternate therapies, man, check out Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. All right, Muso, Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right. Let's start with some NFL injury updates here real quick. We'll begin with Jaden Daniels. He was back out on the practice field for the Commanders. And it was expected to be in full. We have not seen the complete injury report from Washington just yet, but he was out of practice and was supposed to be a full participant there. Not so good news for a couple other LSU Tigers. We'll start with Arden Key. Arden Key's with the Tennessee Titans. He once again did not practice today. He's been dealing with an oblique, or excuse me, with a quadricep. He's missed the last 3 weeks with this injury. Disappointing. He was off to a pretty good start, actually, to his season. Played in the first 5 games, missed the last 3, and again, DNP here on this Wednesday with a quadricep. Damian Lewis was back on the practice field. He's the one dealing with the oblique. He was a full participant for Carolina here today. NBA action to keep an eye on tonight. You're going to see LSU Tigers all over the association, or I should say former. Tari Eason and the Rockets, they're back in action. Remember, Eason coming off 22 points. He was the game's leading scorer on Monday night, the last time the Rockets were on the court. Cam Thomas and the Nets, they will be in action as well. You'll have Duop Reith and the Trailblazers. They face the Jazz, and Naz Reid and the Minnesota Timberwolves. They welcome in the Los Angeles Lakers here on Wednesday night. That game on ESPN.
Should have stayed.
Should have stayed. But you can watch Naz. 8:30 tonight on ESPN. That's Tigers and the Pros.
Presented by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com with locations all over South Louisiana. You're never far from a Shawbills location. Hey, remember, today's the 29th. Sorry, Friday, 2 days. 2 more days, take advantage of their amazing offer. You save up to $278 off a set of 4 new select Michelin tires. Best tires on the road, cheapest price possible. Stack 2 rebates and use your Shawbills credit card to give you a $118 free installation. So $278 off a set of 4 new select Michelin tires right now through Halloween at Shawbills. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com, Shawbills, where we keep you rolling. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. What a time it is. The Saints will start Tyler Shuck this weekend, their game at the Rams. LSU is looking for a new head football coach, and apparently soon, as we've told you for several days now, we'll be looking for a new athletic director, as Governor Jeff Landry in a press conference today said in no uncertain terms that Scott Woodward will not select the next LSU head football coach. So reaction is pouring into that. And what does that mean? I mean, LSU is going to hire a new university president or select a new university president here next week. And when that happens, clearly at the governor's behest, one of the first things that president will do is replace the athletic director. So who is hiring the next football coach? One thing I've been asking ever since they fired Brian Kelly, and that'll tell you the answer better of who it'll be.
AFR.
All right, as we put a button here on hour number 2, we are brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. Call 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020, or go to williamsoneye.com. Hey, look, we're nearing the end of the year. If you have HSA or FSA funds, don't let them expire at the end of the year. You can use that, put that money toward your LASIK, your PRK, your EVO ICL. ICL, by the way, is an implantable contact lens. It's an alternate to LASIK. So, LASIK changes the shape of your eye. The implantable contact lens is 100% reversible. So you have options is the point. LASIK was perfect for me. I'm thrilled. 7 years in, still seeing better than 2020. If you want to ditch the contacts and glasses forever, the best place to go is the Williamson Eye Center with Dr. Blake Williamson. Call 924-2020, 924-2020, or go to williamsoneye.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builder School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Major League Baseball spotlight on Los Angeles for a final time this October as the Dodgers and Blue Jays meet in a critical Game 5 of the World Series. Toronto grabbed home field advantage back with the series-tying 6-2 victory over the Dodgers in Game 4. Rookie Trace Yasavage on the hill for the Jays against LA's Blake Snell tonight. ESPN MLB analyst Eduardo Perez.
Blake Snell has to have his changeup going. That's the pitch that he has dominated with during the postseason. We didn't see that in Game 1. We got a lot of foul balls from the Toronto Blue Jays. 22 foul balls total against Blake Snell. If they continue to foul those pitches off, that's going to be a little bit tough for the LA Dodgers. But the Savage pitching on the road, haven't seen that yet. And we're going to find out in the postseason if he can do it in LA.
ESPN radio coverage in 1 hour. Ahead of next week's NFL trade deadline, Eagles got some much-needed cornerback help. They acquired Michael Carter II from the Jets for receiver John Mechie III. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson set to return from a hamstring injury tomorrow against the Dolphins. Chiefs leading rusher Isaiah Pacheco with a sprained knee ligament out Sunday against the Bills.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Goodwood, Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, man!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musu. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. It's 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day.
It's hump day.
Let's hump, everybody.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
It's hump day.
Hump day.
Oh, man.
It's hump
I
day.
hate this thing. Cooperate.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Dumb phone. Cooperate. Sorry.
Hump day.
All right, I'm back.
It's hump day.
Russ Mitchell in 12 minutes.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Get his thoughts on firing Brian Kelly.
Hump day.
Get his thoughts on who should be next.
It's hump day.
Get his thoughts on Week 9 in the SEC.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We met Frank Wilson earlier today.
Hump day.
Coach Frank wants to run the damn ball.
It's hump day.
Love the mess out of me some Coach Frank.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We had Sarah Barshop here.
Hump day.
She covers the Rams.
It's hump day.
She was in London for their game over there.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
She ate fish and chips.
Hump day.
She had a pint at a pub.
It's hump day.
Sarah Barshop.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Coach O wants to be the LSU coach again.
Hump day.
Not going to happen.
It's hump day.
Then again,
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
the governor at a press conference today definitively and defiantly said Scott Woodward will not hire the next coach.
Hump day.
You have a current athletic director who basically was fired without being fired.
It's hump day.
The world is laughing at us.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
What else is new?
Hump day.
I dropped my pen.
It's hump day.
Might want to pick that up. You need that.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Oh, you can take the camera off me while I bend over, Paulie.
Hump day.
Nobody needs to see my behind in the air, Paul.
It's hump day.
Clean it up, Paul.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I'm just kidding. I can't be mad at you.
Hump day.
I can be mad at Muse.
It's hump day.
That's okay.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Yes?
It doesn't matter what I say. You're going to be mad at me regardless.
But you grabbed your microphone.
I don't think
That's
I did.
why I'm mad at you. You grabbed your mic. You're leaning over it. Say words.
It was away from me. I just hadn't moved it all the way back to the wall. I didn't touch it. I grabbed it when you bent down to get your pen.
Hump day.
Hey, Paulie.
It's hump day.
Yeah.
Someone grabs the microphone in the studio, pulls it close to them. What do you think that normally implicates?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
It usually means they want to say something.
Got it. Thank you, Paul. You're hired.
It's hump day.
He already works here.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
You get a raise.
Hump day.
Yeah.
How about that?
It's hump day.
How about that?
I like it.
All right. Let's grab a break. Russ will be here in about 10 minutes from right now. New Orleans Saints are preparing for their game against the Rams out in L.A. They're 14.5-point underdogs. But it was interesting because after Sunday's game, this will be the final game before the trade deadline, which is coming up on Tuesday at 3 o'clock Central. So when our show starts live Tuesday at 3 Central, that's the trade deadline. So we'll know if the Saints are moving any players. And we've heard some pretty common names mentioned. The receivers, Olave, Shaheed, Brandon Cooks has been mentioned as well. Guy who came here thinking he was joining Derek Carr, maybe a little bit better football team, clearly not the case. We've heard Pete Werner, Alontae Taylor, Carl Granderson, a lot of those names. But what's interesting is that Jeremy Fowler over at ESPN.com has a news and updates sort of thing over at ESPN.com. And one of the news and updates he has about players that could be traded at the end, he mentions New Orleans Saints offensive lineman Cesar Ruiz as a possible player that could be traded. He notes the sense is the Saints will at least listen to offers on certain players. Teams I've spoken to are under the impression that guard Cesar Ruiz might be available at the right price. Change feels inevitable for the Saints this offseason. So, I might be wrong. Muse, you're going to have to help me on this in case there might be like a rule or something that I missed. A lot happens. I'm one guy. I don't see everything. But for trades, if someone is going to trade for a player, they do have to give up something, right? Is that still a thing?
Yes. Yeah.
Got it. So, like, if someone was trading for Cesar Ruiz, they'd have to give the Saints something for Ruiz, right?
In return, correct, yes.
Got it. Like, why would anybody trade for Cesar Ruiz?
Veteran player along the offensive line.
I feel like Elon Musk buying Twitter was a better deal than trading for Cesar Ruiz. Asking Brian Kelly to be your partner in Dancing with the Stars is a better deal than trading for Cesar Ruiz. No? Okay.
No, that's...
Anything on that one?
Yeah, no, I like that one. I like that one a lot,
Can I get a
actually.
rim shot or anything?
Yeah.
I mean, you're a producer with 1,000 buttons.
I was
How about you hit
moving
one of
to
the 1,000 buttons over there?
There's a lot of buttons.
Trading for Cesar Ruiz, it's like whoever green-lighted Godfather the musical.
Wait, that's a thing?
Has to be.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good idea at all.
Trading for Cesar Ruiz about a good idea is buying a timeshare on Epstein Island.
Oh, my God.
Are these hidden?
That was really good.
You like
that
these?
was better. That was better than the Kelly Dancing with the Stars one.
Okay. Should I just stop?
No. You got any more?
And trading for Cesar Ruiz is like letting Diddy make your Costco run.
Goodness gracious.
You're going to get a lot of Vaseline.
You are.
It's going to happen.
Some baby oil. Be a lot of stuff there.
I mean, trading for Cesar Ruiz is like... It's like letting John Daly be your designated driver. It's a bad idea.
That's not a good plan, yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at Pro Football Focus. They have him graded out number 79. Among offensive guards, how many teams are there in the league?
32.
So that means how many starting offensive guards are there in the league?
Let's see. That'd be 2, 4, 54. No. Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm not, bro, math, and you put me on the spot.
32 times 2.
Yeah.
64.
64. I missed it by 10.
Jesus. There's 64 starters at guard in the National Football League. He's ranked number 79.
Yeah.
There are backups.
Yeah.
15 backups rated higher than Cesar Ruiz. Who in the hell is going to give the New Orleans Saints anything for Cesar Ruiz? Maybe the better question is, who in the hell signed Cesar Ruiz to a 4-year, $44 million extension? Oh, I know. The same guy that bought a timeshare on Epstein Island. Gum smacking Mick. Stay hot. I mean, all I know is this. I've done this job a long time. Jeremy Fowler reporting that Cesar Ruiz might be available at the right price. Cesar Ruiz's agent is doing work out there. I don't know who it is, but I know that is force-fed by somebody's agent to get his client's name amid all this stuff. My goodness. By the way, he's hurt. He's hurt. He ain't even available right now. Sheesh. Saints 14.5-point underdog at the Rams this weekend. We'll talk to Russ Mitchell next on AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan, injury attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon, get it done. Yesterday, I was over at Gordon's office, the one on the I-10 service road on the west side of the interstate, kind of closer to the river, where the garage is. That's his new podcast studio. Man, that thing is fine. If you don't know it, Gordon built out a beautiful podcast studio. He calls it the garage because was the garage in that office. They finished it, made it into a podcast studio, and he lets anybody use it for free. I mean, just you have to reserve time and all that sort of stuff at the website. Go to getgordon.com, and then you see the garage and the times that you could reserve it. But they'll produce your podcast for you for free. Another way he gives back. You've been injured in an accident, you know what to do. Go to getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Banking on the go? Our mobile app makes it effortless. But at Campus Federal, you're more than just an account number. We build relationships with our members, supporting you from saving for college to owning your first home. If you're buying a car, planning a home renovation, or a vacation, we're here to help. Campus Federal Credit Union, your trusted financial partner for every stage of life. Start your journey today.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app.
Yeah.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Russ Mitchell.
Kicking the tires and lighting the fires. Russ! Literally.
Well, I'm proud of Russ. I think Russ deserves it.
It's football!
Rusty, come on up here.
Absolutely, I thought that was going to happen because it's state. It's supposed to happen.
You know, I haven't had much of a chance to talk to you man to man, Russ.
How are things out there at DBU?
I want you to stay here and take care of things, Russ.
The only way you can point up is up.
Not going in our yard, Russ. It's going in our living room.
It's like Troy.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Put your foot on his throat and choke him out.
Take it, Russ.
How are you?
Kicking tires, lighting fires. So, what's new?
LSU fired their football coach and the offensive coordinator. And the governor at a press conference today said the athletic director will not hire the next coach, meaning there is impending change in leadership in the athletic department as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You know, I've already had one agent call me and ask me how much the if it's a public school, the governor is always involved at some level or nothing. They pick the president, but not directly, but indirectly. And,
sure.
And I'm sure that's the case in Louisiana too. But it's hard enough being a coach already in college football, let alone if some politician is the guy making decisions. So they don't have the longest term decision at heart. Is that why this was so sudden? Because this feels really sudden.
No, I can say definitively that Jeff Landry had nothing to do with Brian Kelly being fired. But truthfully, Russ, and I don't want to go on a tangent, the Scott Woodward, Jeff Landry rift is not new, and this has been inevitable for a while. But let me just, so as not to deviate.
Well,
Yeah.
let me just say something quickly, if
Okay.
I can. I just want to say Woodward is a pro. He's a pro's pro. LSU is lucky to have Woodward. So, I don't care what his politics are. I don't care what way if he's left or right. I don't care how he dresses. I don't care whether he puts his unit to the left or the right. I don't care. All I care is he a good athletic director? And he's proven himself to be amongst the best, and he's homegrown talent. So that would be a very imprudent decision.
I agree with you. A lot of people, though, impulsively just point to Jimbo's buyout, now Brian Kelly's buyout, and I'm quick to remind people all the time.
Jimbo's buyout wasn't Woodward.
Correct. I'm glad you said it so I didn't have to. It was Ross Bjork who signed him to the absurd extension after the COVID year.
Yes.
Anyway, okay, let's go to Brian Kelly's firing. LSU fires Brian Kelly, and your reaction is?
Well, it seems really sudden. Also, I didn't know we had that much money. Did I say we? Oh, I didn't know that LSU had that much money. I don't have that much money, so don't be calling me.
Oh, man.
I mean, I write checks, but I don't write checks like that. And, this sounds a lot like some 80-year-old billionaire who just said, I don't have time for this. But, I just want to say this. So this is a little bit of a tangent, but I ended up following a team. I had a company that I was involved with that opened up an office in England. So I said, we should get season tickets to a soccer team, a football team over there. And the cheapest team I could find, the cheapest tickets I could find were this team called Fulham, who weren't that good. And, I became a Fulham fan. And they had a coach named Roy Hodgson, who was really, really good at Fulham because he specialized as a coach in taking average talent and getting the most out of them, right? He could put together game plans that got the most out of all these average players, because that's all Fulham could get was average players. And I think now, looking back at Kelly's career, he didn't have top 10 recruiting classes all the time at Notre Dame. He didn't have them at Cincinnati. I think LSU always gets top talent, and they need a coach that can coach top talent. That's the only thing that I'll say about that as you look forward.
Do you want to? Well, then let's look at the remaining 4 games, and then we'll look forward at the next coach. We'll preview LSU Alabama next week, but I'm curious what your thought is of what this change, not only Brian Kelly, but also replacing Joe Sloan, the offensive coordinator, what this means for the next 4 games.
Well, I mean, it makes them far less important in terms of the outcome, because clearly there's going to be a change. There's going to be wholesale changes. It's going to affect more than just these 2 coaches that have already been replaced. So, and I think the single most important thing for LSU right now is not winning. It's not even how well the offensive line plays or what improvement you see. It's holding the players that you still want to hold, making sure they stay on board, and holding together the recruiting class that you have. Those are the 2 most important things right now that this program and its general manager have to make sure they do over the next 4 to 6 weeks, which means that, I think that the faster you can put together your head coaching hire, the better. Man. And I don't know if your top choice is necessarily in a hurry to make a decision.
Correct. But Russ, the other thing I'll tell you, man, is, one of the things I've said since Brian Kelly was fired, and everyone asks who's next, said, well, I can't answer that question until I know who's making the hire. Because if we're being very honest, it has been so abundantly clear that Jeff Landry was going to make this move with Scott Woodward. And I've said it in no uncertain terms. If Scott Woodward were making the hire, we know his MO. He was going to go spend $100 million.
Big elephant hunter.
Yes, he was going to go try to land Lane Kiffin or Dan Lanning or someone along those lines. But Russ, not knowing who's making this hire, and if they're trying to make a more prudent financial decision, you have to consider the possibility of, if Frank Wilson goes 3-1, 4-0, do they strongly consider hiring him full-time for the job? You also, by the way, would not have to buy, he would probably retain a lot of staff, so you wouldn't have to spend $10 to $12 million to buy out this staff.
I mean, I like Frank. I think he's a great coach, and but I mean, he wouldn't be in the top if he was coaching somewhere else. And I hear what you say about money, but he wouldn't be in the top 10 of the coaches that you'd consider for the job like this.
I'm not advocating for it, by the way.
I know you're not.
I'm just stating what is a very realistic possibility that has to be considered. We went through this with Orgeron. No one thought there was an ice cube chance in hell that guy was getting the job. And look at the path it led. Man, you just never say never in these coaching searches, man.
Yeah. I first of all, you guys are gonna have to spend a lot of money if you want to get a proven coach. If you want to get Dan or Lane, it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
That's what the market is. It's going to cost you $100 million.
Yes.
So you're going to have to sign some type of guaranteed contract. You can maybe get creative with the contracts and, find a coach who's willing to bet on himself. But look, and a lot of like guys, like think about great salesmen, really good established salespeople who have great connections in an industry, and you're trying to woo them away from another company. They'll bet on themselves. They'll say, yeah, I'll take more on commission if you're willing to give it to me, because they know they can do it. So yeah, but then you're going to pay more. But you know what? I'm perfectly fine paying for success.
Yes.
Like I would have paid saving twice the money. Right?
Yeah.
I heard Craig James this morning talking about how much applications at SMU have gone up in the last 2 years since their football team has gone better. The football team is a marketing engine. So, I would pay Lane Kiffin $150 million over 10 years if he could bring what he's built at Ole Miss to LSU and have them basically in the championship, in the playoff every single year.
He hasn't made the playoff yet.
Well, he would at LSU. I really believe that.
Man, that's what we thought about Brian Kelly.
No, I didn't totally believe that. I thought it would happen in time, but I wasn't sure. And I mean, his record against ranked teams ended up being atrocious. By the way, as an LSU guy, and I'll say this, which I try not to, but
says the man with the white Tittle jersey in a frame behind him.
I know. But like I say, if a man gives you his jersey, you put it on the wall.
Not right behind you to where your camera can see it.
You
could have put anything on that wall, brother.
I turned the game off. I went back to it obviously and watched it a couple times, but I turned the game off at, what was it, 35-18?
Yeah.
And I never turned the game off. And I turned the game off. So I mean, I was done with. I think it feels really sudden, but I'm okay with moving on.
You get to make the hire. Money's no object. Who is it?
There's only one person I'd hire, and that'd be Lane Kiffin. At this point, if it was LSU back in 1997, then yeah, maybe I'd take a shot with, some up and comer like Nick Saban. I'd go out and look, but I don't have to. If I'm LSU, I don't have to do that anymore. I don't. Not right now, not after what Nick built and Les continued. Les gets a lot of grief, but Les deserves a lot of credit for maintaining that, and then what Coach O was able to achieve. And, you can go out there, and if you're willing to spend the money, get anybody basically that you want. It's a top 5 coaching hire, even in this day and age. So go get Lane. Spend the money. You told me I had.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, well, if apparently LSU has this kind of money, because apparently they do, then yeah, I go to Lane with some ridiculously back-end loaded opportunity and say, listen, This is the state that has more talent per capita, pretty much than anywhere in the world. I'll give you boosters that will create a strong NIL. Bayou Traditions is a good one. And I say, listen, back end load the contract. I'll pay you twice as much as the highest paid coach on wins. And I think he'd take it.
You think he would take that?
Yes, I do.
Mm.
You know, because also remember, Lane is an entertainer too, you know, and, you know, you can entertain at LSU. You're not entertaining anything in Oxford, man. There's no entertaining in Oxford. It's Oxford. You know, you can entertain in Red Stick, but you got to keep the governor out of this crap, man. That's ridiculous. No one wants to work for him as a head football coach. Come on, man. Think about the Cowboys, right? Think about Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones cares about making money. He cares about getting the value of his football team up to $8 billion. That's his primary goal. And he has been ridiculously successful at that, which is why they haven't won a Super Bowl since the last time A&M beat LSU in Red Stick.
Oh.
Right?
That's fair. All right. It's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. We're brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. We'll continue with Russ, preview the games this weekend. Stay here.
AFR.
Speaking of Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, hey, I love telling you about hormone replacement therapy. Of course, they do ED treatments as well. Right there on Drusilla Lane in Baton Rouge. It's part of the whole entity. There's 3 different groups, all the same company, but 3 different groups. There's Goodwood, which is the men's clinic. There's Unique Physique, which are the GLP-1s, right? Semaglutide, tirzepatide, the weight loss shots. And then there's Unique Aesthetics and Wellness. That's the aesthetics clinic. By the way, $8 unit Botox. Brotox for the gents. And guys, tell your girlfriend, wife, fiance, significant other, $8 unit Botox. There's no catch. That's not like an introductory offer. That's all the time. $8 unit Botox. You will literally never find a price cheaper than that. People wonder, like, how is that even possible? It's the hook. They're going to get you in, and you're going to see all the other amazing stuff that they do at Unique Aesthetics and Wellness. All there on Drusilla in the same facility. Great place. You want to look and feel your best. They can help. Visit them online at yourgoodwood.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Children's School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Trust isn't given, it's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
All right, rolling along. Russ Mitchell's with us. He's on Twitter at Russ Mitchell CFB. Spent the first segment talking about Brian Kelly's firing. Obviously, what's next? Said Russ, open checkbook, pick anybody, pick Lane Kiffin. If you don't have an open checkbook and you have to go more on the cheap, who would it be?
The only checkbook I care about is yours and the steak that I'm going to order at the supper club. So that I've been looking at that. What was that special Japanese meat thing?
Yeah, that would be the Japanese, the Omi beef, OHMI, the Omi beef. That's the one that they would feed to the samurai because they said it had special powers. It's the one preferred by the Emperor of Japan.
Yes, the Emperor of Japan.
That's it?
I think that's appropriate for me. So there we go.
I'm not worried about what steak you're going to order. I'm worried about you getting the wine list. That's what I'm worried about. Like, you can order two of whatever steak you want. I don't care. I've had dinner with you when you've like called the sommelier over, and then there's these long conversations about things I can't pronounce, and that's what I have a problem.
Don't give away
that's
my
what I have
secret.
a problem with.
That's gonna leave a mark. Get your wife ready ahead of time.
She don't need to know about it. It's fine. Like, it's fine. Russ and I had a bet on the Vanderbilt game. Straight up. LSU, he had Vanderbilt, I had LSU, dinner at Supper Club, loser pays. So I'm thrilled to lose the bet. I mean, I'm thrilled to go to Supper Club with my friends. It's the best restaurant in town. One of the best restaurants you'll eat at anywhere. Oh, by the way, I did text with I'm deviating here, but just because that jogged my memory, I was texting earlier with Chef Layton, and I got to find this text now. No, this was literally today at 11:01 a.m. He said, "Hey Matt, we have stone crabs back in, jumbo size, super fresh. We buy from the fishermen. They were in the water yesterday, bro. Stone crabs that were in the water yesterday. They got them now at Supper Club, bro. I mean, it's just ain't nothing like it. Nothing like it."
I'm looking forward to it, man.
SupperClubBTR.com for your reservation.
I made that bet because I didn't have any faith in LSU's offensive line, and I mean that was the key in the Texas A&M game.
That was the key in the A&M game. That was not.
They didn't allow a single sack. A&M's offensive line didn't allow a single sack. Meanwhile, our LSU's offensive line allowed 7. I don't know how many tackles for loss. 700.
11.
Tigers only averaged 2 yards a carry.
What's because of sack? That's sack yardage, but yeah.
Just.
All right, let's get into this week's game. So speaking of Vanderbilt, by the way, is at Texas. Arch Manning, will he play? Won't he? I mean, this is 9th-ranked Vanderbilt going down to Austin. This was a close game last year. What's the key here?
You know, Texas is at home base for the last home game they had was September the 20th.
That's wild.
That's wild, man. I mean, a bye and the Red River rivalry. So a lot of people are talking about how Vandy struggles converting in the red zone. I don't think that's the key. The key to me in this game is the loggerheads is Vandy's run offense and Texas's run defense. Vandy's got the 3rd best rushing offense in the country in yards per carry, in large part because of Pavia, right? So, yeah. But it's still the 3rd best in yards per carry in the country. Meanwhile, Texas only allows 2.4 yards per carry. So on defense, and that's third best in the nation. So you're talking about, in that specific area, two of the best teams in football. One of them has to give. So that's what it'll come down to. That's the identity of these two teams.
Who you got?
I have no faith in Texas.
Okay.
I don't care who's playing quarterback. Which Texas team is going to show up? How can you be sure? Meanwhile, Vandy's been consistent. They show up. They're a good team. They're a good team. I have Vandy winning on the road.
The other ranked matchup is Oklahoma at Tennessee. Vols are a 3.5-point favorite in this one. Pretty fascinating matchup there with sort of contrasting styles.
Boy, if Mateer doesn't get a lot of yards throwing, did you see how much Kentucky put up on Tennessee last week?
That's the worst pass defense in the league, or second? Is it Arkansas or Tennessee?
Worst. I mean, if Mateer doesn't light up this defense, this is his opportunity, right? So him and Arbuckle. So Oklahoma, the thing you're watching in this game is red zone. Oklahoma's red zone offense is elite. They have to be elite. Going on the road to Knox Vegas to play in this game. It's the best red zone offense in the SEC. And Tennessee's red zone defense is abysmal. I think it's the worst in the SEC in keeping teams out of the end zone. So that's what you're watching. OU has to be effective in the red zone. If they are, they win this game. Another road team, by the way.
Okay. Ole Miss, South Carolina they just blew it last week against Alabama. It was disgusting. Now they got to go on the road. Number 7, Ole Miss. Rebs, maybe a letdown spot here?
No. I mean, it was interesting because we talked about the OU game. I mean, how good was the OU defense? They really hadn't played a great defense all season. I think Michigan, right? The best offense, they hadn't played a good offense the whole season. And Ole Miss came in and put up, nearly 500 yards of offense. So maybe they're not actually that good. Ole Miss right now ranks 10th best in the country in offense. Carolina, if you've watched their defense, not that good. I think they're like 127th in the nation. In offense, 127th in the nation in total offense. Yeah. They're not going to be able to keep up with this dynamic Lane Kiffin offense. So I like, I don't know what the spread is in this, but I think 15-18. I like Ole Miss to win big.
12.5. Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'd be really comfortable laying those points.
Anything, a pillow fight with Mississippi State and Arkansas, two teams that just can't seem to find a way to win games. They've been close, but just can't seem to finish. Man, State blowing that game against Texas was just disgusting. But I feel so bad. I feel so bad for State.
Gut wrenching, you know. I mean, 17
same with South
straight.
Carolina. I mean,
yeah, I South Carolina too. I mean, just hold on to the ball. You have to know. Well, again, this is immaturity, right? With Sellers, you know that they're going to be trying to take the ball from you. There's no time left on the clock. State, if you're forced to watch this game against Arkansas's pass defense is the second worst in the conference. State actually has been putting up a lot of chunks throwing the ball. So you're watching, can they do that on the road against Arkansas? And if they can, they win. This is another road team. I think State finally keeps it together after two tough losses, Florida and Texas, and beats Arkansas on the road.
Okay. I think Hugh Freeze, it sounds like, is coaching for his job this weekend against Kentucky. Kentucky at Auburn isn't interesting, but Auburn is a double-digit favorite at home against Kentucky. If they lose this, it feels like that's it for Freeze.
Yeah, I mean, they really want to go out on the market right now with LSU and Penn State and Florida all looking for coaches.
What do you do?
I don't know. I mean, they've been close. They've played their games tight. Obviously, they expect to do a little bit better, and their pass defense has really struggled. That's what you're watching in this game. If you're up late, Auburn's the run defense is good. Their pass defense has really struggled. And we just saw Kentucky against a bad pass defense, Tennessee, last week. 330, was it? I mean, they put up a ton of yards throwing the ball. So if Kentucky can throw the ball on the Plains, then maybe you're right. Maybe Freeze loses his job, but I like Auburn at home in this game.
We'll talk next week. We'll be previewing LSU and Alabama. Game 1 under Frank Wilson, man. I'll be in. Oh, we didn't talk about the cocktail party. I forgot to ask you about Florida, Georgia. Billy Gonzalez, you excited to see that?
Yes, I'm always excited to watch the cocktail party.
It's a beautiful uniform game. When
Yes.
both teams go with their home uniforms, it is, it's a good looking game. It's aesthetically pleasing on television.
Well, I expect that Florida will fill half their stadium because, again, it's as much an event as it is a football game. I wish these teams, at the end of the day, Florida can't convert on third down. They can't stay on the field. They have the worst they're worst in the conference converting on third down. Meanwhile, conversely, Georgia's the best in the conference holding onto the ball because they run effectively on 60% of their plays, in large part thanks to Gunnar Stockton. So I think Georgia holds on. What's the spread in this game?
7.5.
Yeah, I feel comfortable laying those points too. I think Georgia holds on to the ball for most of this game, even in a rivalry game, and wins handily.
All right, come to Baton Rouge so we can go to Supper Club.
Looking forward to it, brother.
All right, that's Russ Mitchell. Thank you.
Later.
Brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar. You want to learn more about that championship health partnership, you can do so at ololrmc.com/LSU. ololrmc.com/LSU. I want you to think, whenever you think LSU, think Our Lady of the Lake. When you think Our Lady of the Lake, think LSU. They've made such an enormous commitment, not only through all of their health services as the championship health partner, but also just a massive financial commitment with their pairing with LSU through NIL deals, through agreeing to be the naming rights partner of the new basketball arena. It's Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. ololrmc.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar. All right, it's after further review, y'all. Glad you're hanging out. We'll knock out a quick break and come back, wrap up the show. Jimmy will be here for Otterlocks. What a night for the Otterlocks. Oh, my God. I tell you, Muse, you go fade the bet. You fade the worst player on the planet, and it's gonna pay. It's gonna pay off. I mean, just take the under on everything Ohtani. He's the worst player on the planet. Just take the under.
Got
and
that
it
one
hits.
in right under the. Still counts. No, I mean it counts.
You cashed the ticket.
You did.
You're. All right, Otterlocks next.
AFR.
Y'all check out our friends over at Glow Resources, complete employer solutions. I'm not talking to you if you're looking for a job. I don't mean that to be crass. That's just not what they do. Glow Resources is not a temp staffing agency. So if you're looking for a job, don't call Glow Resources. They will find you. See, who Glow Resources wants to talk to is you, the business owner, you, the HR manager, the hiring manager, the operations manager, the person in charge for finding the right people in the business to maximize the business. Look, we're going right now through Q4. If you're starting the budget process at a budget meeting today for LouisianaSports.net for 2026, if you're going through that budget process right now and you're thinking about you're going to be hiring in 2026 to make your business more efficient, you need to call Glow Resources. They specialize in everything. Office administration, if you need executive level assistants, assistant controllers, plant managers, scheduling assistants, basically any type of office job, their professional placement division can help at Glow Resources. GLO, glowresources.com. Need security services you can count on? With Veteran Security Services, you're always protected. Locally owned and proudly serving the Gulf Coast, they're not some big national firm chasing profits. They're neighbors protecting neighbors. From petrochemical plants and healthcare facilities to port and maritime operations, Veteran Security delivers reliable protection you can trust. Choose community. Choose confidence. Choose Veteran Security Services. Visit veteransecurityfirm.com.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal. Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's. One love. Let's go.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown H-Town, ParishBuilt.com.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on the Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. One thing left to do, find out what we're betting on tonight. It's time for Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
My goodness gracious. My goodness great. Kennesaw State, minus 11.5. Blue Jays on the money line. Under Ohtani on everything. I mean, what a night for the Otter. What do you do for an encore? Let's find out. A perfect night for Jimmy Ott, who successfully faded the worst player in baseball, Shohei Ohtani, and cleaned up. Otter, how are you?
Great.
I bet you are. What a night. Congrats.
Oh, little luck. Just a little on all fronts. But anyway, we will take it.
It evens out. Hell yeah, we'll take it. Darn right we will.
The money line was a nice one. So, I mean, just compromised a little bit. That's all it was. That ball wasn't biting nearly as much for Ohtani last night. Man, Toronto's tough. It scares me a little bit with this number, but this is kind of a must-win for. I mean, it's easy to say. It's baseball. Anybody could win 2 in a row, but the winner tonight is sitting so pretty. So, I mean, they can't go to Toronto needing both of them. Snell, he was remember he had that long layoff after they swept the Brewers, and then had to wait for the start of the World Series. I think he'll be a little bit more in tune today. He had been really on top of things. So I'm going to take the Dodgers minus 1 run. It's not 1.5 at home, but minus 1 run. I think it's about $1.55, 57.
It's actually now at $1.40. $1.49.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
So a little less juice.
Good. So, and some midweek football. The Blue Raiders, Middle Tennessee State from Murfreesboro. Well, they lost like 5 in a row, but they're getting better. So we'll take them plus a 3.5.
It's 4 now, by the way.
Oh,
there you go.
You know how this works.
Don't be a moron.
Bet more on it.
Bet more on it. There we go. And by the way, that's the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders, not the Delaware Blue Hens. I forbid you from ever betting on them again.
This is the team that backdoored the Blue Hens last week, midweek. Blue Raiders out with the Blue Hens, in with the Blue Raiders.
The Dodgers minus the 1 run, so by the half a run there, so -1. And then college football, Middle Tennessee and Florida International, couple of dogs. Where are you tomorrow?
We are at Rocco's, New Orleans style po' boys on Drusilla.
Hey, my God.
Mike will be with us tomorrow over at Rocco's. So can't wait to get into one of them oyster po' boys at lunch tomorrow.
Heck yeah, man. That's actually not far from Goodwood and Sexual Wellness, right down the street on Drusilla from where you guys will be tomorrow. Great spot over there, man. Go see Rocco and the gang and Mike and the gang over at Rocco's on Drusilla tomorrow. Thank you, Otter.
All right, good luck.
All right, man. Same to you. Again, Jimmy's got the Dodgers -1 run, and then Middle Tennessee and Florida International tonight with the points. Brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, door, siding. Oh, yeah, they do shutters as well. Jimmy's a Relief Windows customer. Probably should have had Jimmy mention that because he lives in one of those neighborhoods, and a lot of you do, where your HOA requires wood windows. So the problem with that can be you install wood windows, and in South Louisiana, with all the heat, the humidity, how wet it is, those windows rot. I mean, you're replacing those windows every 4, 5, 6 years. Not with Relief Windows. Their wood windows come from composite, lifetime warranty on wood windows. Not a punchline. So you do it once, you're done forever. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, door, siding. Oh, yeah, they do shutters as well. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. All right, y'all, it's going to do it for us. Hey, if you missed anything, AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org. Do me a favor, please check out the Locked On LSU podcast as well. Great time to subscribe on your favorite podcast app. It's Locked On LSU. I do that every day. Muse Pauly, thanks. See you tomorrow at 3.
After further review.
Arco Power Systems, Arco.com, Arco.com, Arco.com. Which one do we like better? Do we like Arco Polo or Arco.com?
I liked the ARCCO.
ARCCO. I forgot. I did that
I
one
like
too.
that one. I think that's
See, I
the
got all
best.
these mnemonic devices to make you remember it. So we go ARCCO, ARCC. They're going to be so mad. I'm just kidding. They're great. Arco Power Systems, in all seriousness, though. Arco is it's an amazing company that they've built over there. Home base is Baton Rouge on Airline Highway. This is industrial generator power, by the way. So you need a generator for your business. Power goes out. You need a generator to run your business. Arco. Home base is Airline in Baton Rouge. Y'all, they've got office in Little Rock, Mobile, San Antonio, Houston, Austin, Dallas, everywhere in between. Whatever size business or industrial facility you run, you need a generator, you need Arco Power Systems. ARCCO, Arco.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app. 90s country and beyond. 100.7 The Tiger.